But I Want to Live. Tell us about your song.
I Want to Live is about police brutality and teen molestation. It's basically saying, we see all these bad things happening in our community and it's time that we change. And we're always saying something's going to happen, a miracle's going to happen. But, we got to put forth the effort for it to actually happen. So it's just basically a voice for us young.
This is Brittany, an 18-year-old Ghanaian-American R&B singer with the voice of an angel, a mother to a 2-year-old daughter, and a rising star in Columbus, Ohio's Ghanaian-American community.
I've been waiting on that sunshine, boy. I think I need that back. Can't do it like that. No one else gonna get it like that. So I argue and you yell, but you take me back. Who cares when it feels like crack? We know that you always do it right. Forget your pride. Just take it on that boy. Take it on that boy. Take it out all night. Just take it all back. Take it all back. So what you gotta do? Keep me up all night. Hurry back and it hurts inside when I look you in your eye. Kiss it, then. I've been waiting on that sunshine, boy. I think I need that back.
On November 21, 2022, around 1 o'clock in the morning, Brittany was shot and killed during an argument at a home on South Wayand Avenue in East Columbus.
This is a map of the area where it happened along South Wyatt Avenue just after 1 o'clock this morning. And here's a live look as detectives continue to work. Now, in the last 30 minutes, we learned it was a woman who police found shot to death here. This all started out of some kind of a disturbance, but investigators aren't going into that in any more detail at this point. One person was detained. We don't know if they are a suspect in the case. We're expecting to get another update later this morning, and we'll bring it to you right here on Good Day Columbus.
But what really happened that night and drove this argument to such a deadly conclusion? Before we dive into the tragedy that unfolded that November night, let me take you back to the year 2000, when Brittany was born into the world. Was born on October 19, 2000, to Ghanaian immigrant parents in Columbus, Ohio. Her father, Ernest Boateng, worked as a mechanic, building a life for his family in America while maintaining deep ties to their Ghanaian heritage. From the moment Brittany entered this world, her father knew she was special. She was, in his own words, a treasure that could never be replaced.
I Want to Live is about all the things that have happened. How you're fed up with everything that's happening and you're tired of saying like it's gonna change. You're tired of waiting for a miracle. We see all these bad things happening in our community and it's just basically saying I'm tired of dreaming. I just wanna, I wanna live. I wanna do something to actually make my dream come true.
At just 6 years old, little Brittany began doing something remarkable. She would take simple words, everyday conversations, anything she heard, and turn them into melodies. Her father, Ernest, recalls how she would improvise songs from the most mundane phrases, transforming ordinary moments into musical magic. Music was her passion, her outlet, her way of connecting with the world around her. Growing up in Columbus, Brittany attended Fort Hays Arts and Academic High School, a magnet school known for its exceptional performing arts programs. There, she immersed herself in music production, choir, and audio engineering, honing the raw talent that had been evident since childhood. She was a standout student, her powerful voice and emotional delivery setting her apart from her peers.
I need love, 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 love. As long as we got love, 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 love. As long as we got, I'm done with these. I don't like these, and I dust off these. I do it for fun, don't take it personally, I'm surprised.
In 2016, as a teenager, she performed in front of Columbus Mayor Andrew J. Ginther, a moment that showcased just how far her talent could take her. Brittany performed under the stage name BB, blending gospel music with R&B and soul. Her inspirations included powerhouse vocalists like Beyoncé, Whitney Houston, and gospel singer Tamela Mann. In February 2018, she released her first single, Afraid of Love, a raw, emotional R&B ballad that explored themes of romantic hesitation.
Baby, you got me like, ooh, your love will not fall apart, so you can put me together and throw me against the wall. Don't stop loving me, don't quit loving me, just start loving me. Oh, and babe, I'm this bottle of fire, just to get close to you. Can we burn something, baby, and out of the mud?
She followed it up with other original tracks like Guilty, a soulful reflection on regret and self-forgiveness, and Moving On, an uplifting anthem about resilience. Her music wasn't about fame or fortune. She wanted her music to mean something, to impact people's lives in a positive way. Brittany was deeply embedded in Columbus's Ghanaian American community, participating in cultural events, church choirs, and youth mentorship programs. She performed at gatherings that celebrated African heritage, bridging her Ghanaian roots with contemporary American R&B. Everyone who knew Brittany knew how vibrant she was as a person. She was loyal to her loved ones, supportive, and always had your back whenever you needed it. She cared deeply about peace and unity, always working to resolve conflicts and bring people together.
Don't feel right. It made me put away my pride. Oh, so long. You made a girl wait for some for so long. You made it hard for a girl like me for no wrong. It made me put away my pride. I'm trying to sing on this part right here. Can you do that? And if you want it, oh, you can have it. And if you need it, we can make it all. And if you want it, you can have it. Now say what? The name is creeping. They gon' find you. They gon' catch you sleeping. Now say, oh, the man is creeping. Now don't you close your eyes. Oh, 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 oh. Too late. You wanna make it right, but now it's too late. My peanut butter chocolate cake will Kool-Aid. I'm wishing I could make this right. Oh, oh. And if you want, you can have it. And if you need it, then we can make it out. If you want it, you can have it. Now stay low, the minutes breathing. They gon' find you, ain't gon' get you sleeping. Now stay low, and the minutes creeping. Now don't you close your eyes. No, no, no. Now stay low, and the minutes creeping. They gon' find you, ain't gon' get you sleeping. Now stay low, and the minutes creeping. Now don't you close your eyes. Thank you.
Around the year 2020, Brittany became a mother to a baby girl. She was dating a man whose identity has remained private in all public records, protected to maintain the privacy of their young daughter. What we do know is that this boyfriend was the nephew of Tyona Dodson, the woman who would ultimately take Brittany's life.
Thanksgiving is all about family, but senseless violence has torn one Central Ohio family apart. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. 22-year-old Brittany Boating was shot and killed early Monday morning on South Wyatt Avenue in East Columbus. Tonight, 10 TV's Richard Solomon sat down with her father, and he shares why now more than ever, music speaks louder than any words. Richard.
Yeah, Yolanda, Andrew, her father played me some of her music this evening. It brought tears to his eyes to know that that music is all he has left of his daughter for the rest of his life.
Can I do this? I will not do this.
She turned simple words into beautiful melodies. In a public YouTube video, you can see Brittany Boating demanding the spotlight. She was an upcoming artist, and to her father,
what has happened?
The voice of an angel.
It was something beyond my imagination.
At 22 years old, Brittany had talent her father had never seen. Her journey started as an artist at 6 years old.
The bond started right from there, and we were inseparable.
She created music her father believes would have taken her out of this world. And now, that music is all he has left of her.
She had a life in her, and with her life being taken away shortly, I don't know how long it would take for me to get that out of my mind.
Early Monday morning, Columbus police say Brittany was fatally shot during an argument with 41-year-old Tanya Dodson. Dodson has been arrested for Brittany's murder.
My mind is about 1,000 miles away from here because it's led a big scar.
A pain that will never leave him. He tells me it's unfair that a father has to bury his daughter. But in his darkest hour, he leans close to his family and the many melodies his now guardian angel left behind.
Spiritually, I know she's around because she knew the kind of love I had for her.
Through this relationship, Brittany became connected to Tyona, an acquaintance she likely never imagined would become central to the most tragic night of her short life. By 2022, Brittany was 22 years old, balancing motherhood with her music career and working in customer service while pursuing a career in social work. Her music career was on an upward trajectory, with family and community members noting her potential for breakout success. She had the voice, the drive, and the talent. All she needed was time. But time was something Brittany Boating would never get.
No, I don't say it often. And I probably should have told you I heard this bad. Oh no, and I probably shouldn't want this so bad. Cause when it's weighing on me, when I wake up in the morning, cannot undo what we did in this bed. And I can't get you out, so I gotta go. No, I'm not ready for you and me all alone. But I'm undecided, excited, ignited. And I don't wanna feel the way I do, but I like it. Look at all these sparks flying, but I'm still indecisive. And he want me to wife it, boy, I'm undecided.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Where'd you get the money?
From my family to yours. Bitches. Okay, she's back. Period!
November 21st, 2022 started like any other day for Ernest Boateng. His daughter, Brittany, had asked him for something special, her favorite meal, a traditional Ghanaian spinach stew called kontomire. Ernest, being the loving father he was, prepared the stew with care and left it in the refrigerator for Brittany to pick up. She told me that, "Papa, you know I haven't had that thing in a long time." And I said, "You know what, Mame Jeta? I'm off Sunday. I am going to make it for you." Ernest would later recall in a heartbreaking interview with Ghanaian media. "It is still in the fridge right now. Let me bring it out for you to see. I cooked and told my daughter to come and get it. If you think I'm lying, this is it." That meal would remain in the refrigerator, untouched. Brittany would never come home to eat it. Around 1 o'clock in the morning on November 21st, 2022, Brittany was at the home of Tyona Dodson on the 400 block of South Wayand Avenue in East Columbus. What started as a verbal argument between the two women escalated into a physical altercation. In the heat of that fight, Tyona Dodson fired a single gunshot, striking Brittany. Officers from the Columbus Division of Police arrived shortly after 1 a.m. following multiple 911 calls reporting shots fired. They found Brittany suffering from a gunshot wound. Medics attempted life-saving measures, but at 1:12 a.m., Brittany Nyanta Boateng was pronounced dead at the scene. Tyona Dodson remained at the scene and cooperated with the responding officers. She was arrested immediately and charged with murder. This was Columbus's 126th homicide of 2022, a grim statistic in a year marked by violence. In the days following Brittany's death, the Ghanaian American community in Columbus was devastated. Initial media reports, particularly from Ghanaian outlets, described Dodson as Brittany's sister-in-law, adding confusion and pain to an already tragic situation. But Ernest Boateng quickly stepped forward to correct this misinformation. In an interview just days after losing his daughter, Ernest clarified that Tayona Dodson was not Brittany's sister-in-law, but rather the aunt of Brittany's boyfriend. The suspect was the boyfriend's auntie, Ernest explained to Ghanaian media. Ernest also addressed the rumors and speculation that were beginning to swirl online about what had caused the argument. He urged the public to stop spreading unfounded stories, including speculations about rivals, jealousy, or other motives. The police are still investigating, Ernest said, his voice heavy with grief. He emphasized that the shooter was in custody and called for people to await the police findings rather than creating their own narratives. The pain Ernest felt was unimaginable. In his interview with 10 TV, he described the moment he learned of Brittany's death. When I was told about her murder, I sat here in my chairs for some time to be able to understand and break down what I have been told. For 3 days straight, I have not had a good sleep. All I see is Brittany. I know how long it will take to forget this pain in my heart. The Boateng family made the heartbreaking decision to skip Thanksgiving celebrations that year. Instead of gathering around a table filled with food and gratitude, they spent those days planning Brittany's funeral. On December 3, 2022, Brittany's funeral service was held at Ebenezer United Methodist Church on Cleveland Avenue in Columbus, followed by internment at Glen Rest Memorial Estate in Reynoldsburg. The service began at 9:30 in the morning and drew hundreds of mourners from the Ghanaian American community and beyond. The funeral was a powerful celebration of Brittany's life, filled with music, tears, and tributes to her talent and character. Her pastor spoke of how Brittany was the first child baptized when Ebenezer Church started 23 years ago, highlighting her deep roots in the community. Friends and family sang hymns and gospel songs, honoring the gift that God had given them in Brittany's voice. But even as they celebrated Brittany's life, the question remained: what would happen to Tayona Dodson?
The Lord's my shepherd, I will not want. He makes me down to lie. In pastures green he leadeth me. The quiet waters by. If you have not seen the body, this is the potent. You will be closed in some few moments. Ushers, please direct anybody who wants to leave.
Tayona Simon Dodson was 41 years old at the time of the shooting. Born on October 18, 1981, she had lived at the home on South Wayand Avenue for years, and after her arrest, Tayona was booked into Franklin County Jail and charged with murder. But from the very beginning, Tayona claimed she had acted in self-defense, arguing that she feared for her life during the physical altercation with Brittany and fired the gun as a last resort. The Franklin County Prosecutor's Office, however, argued that the shooting was unjustified. They emphasized that Brittany was unarmed during the altercation and that the use of deadly force was excessive and unnecessary. Under Ohio law, once self-defense is raised, the burden shifts to prosecutors to disprove it beyond a reasonable doubt, a challenging standard that many prosecutors struggle to meet. The trial featured testimonies from responding police officers, forensic experts who analyzed the crime scene and the single gunshot wound that killed Brittany, and possibly family members or neighbors who heard the argument or the gunshot. However, detailed transcripts, witness lists, and specific testimonies have not been made publicly available, which is common for cases that don't result in convictions or appeals. On September 26, 2025, after deliberating on the evidence and arguments presented, the jury reached their verdict. They accepted Tyona's self-defense claim. Tyona Dodson was acquitted of all charges. The acquittal meant that Tyona could not be retried for the same charges due to double jeopardy protections. The criminal case was closed, and Tyona Dodson walked free. For the Boateng family and the community that loved Brittany, the verdict was devastating.
I just cannot do this. I will not do this. You won't break my heart, no.
The woman who had taken Brittany's life, who had fired the bullet that ended a promising young artist's future, who had left a 2-year-old girl without her mother, would face no legal consequences. Some community voices expressed ongoing sorrow after the acquittal, with one outlet noting that justice remains elusive for her grieving family, though no organized protests or campaigns were documented.
Tyona's case is part of a broader pattern in Franklin County and across the United States, where self-defense claims in homicide trials have become increasingly successful. In Franklin County in 2023, over half of self-defense trials ended in acquittals. Castle doctrine laws, which exist in many states, including Ohio, remove the duty to retreat in one's home, making it easier for defendants to argue they had no choice but to use deadly force. Similar cases across the country have shown the power of self-defense arguments. In 2023 in Washington, D.C., Tamika Green was acquitted of second-degree murder after shooting her boyfriend during a domestic argument, with the jury accepting that she feared for her safety. In 2024 in Franklin County, a teenage girl was acquitted of murder after shooting another teen following a fight that escalated outside a home. In 2025 in Pennsylvania, Maurice Byrd, a Black Army veteran, was acquitted of first-degree murder after shooting a white man who assaulted him first in a parking lot altercation. These cases highlight how juries increasingly accept self-defense claims when evidence suggests mutual combat or when the defendant can demonstrate a reasonable fear for their safety, even if that fear led to a fatal outcome. However, many who don't agree with the expansive self-defense laws argue that they have led to increases in homicides, with some studies showing an 8 to 10% rise in states with broad Castle doctrine provisions. For Ernest Boateng, no verdict could ever bring his daughter back. He has leaned on his faith and on Brittany's music to cope with the impossible grief of losing a child. Brittany left behind her 2-year-old daughter, Annalise, her mother, Ruth, her father, Ernest, her siblings, Jennifer, Evans, Eldon, and Genevieve, her nephew, Ryan, her niece, Juliet, and countless friends and community members who loved her. In her biography read at her funeral, it was stated, "Though we will never understand why she had to leave us so soon, we are trusting in the Lord that her work here on the earth was completed, and in that we find peace and solace." Brittany's music remains available on platforms like SoundCloud and YouTube, serving as a digital legacy of a talent that was extinguished far too soon. Her voice, which her father called the voice of an angel, continues to touch those who listen, a reminder of the promise and potential that was stolen that November night. The contomere stew that Ernest prepared for his daughter still sits in his memory, as a symbol of all the moments they will never share again, all the meals they will never eat together, all the conversations they will never have, all the music Brittany will never create. Do you think justice was served in this case at all? Let me know what you think about the sentencing in the comments section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.
Baby, you got me like, ooh, your love will not fall apart, so you can put me together and throw me against the wall. Baby, you got me like, ah. Don't stop loving me. Don't quit loving me. Just start loving me. Whoa, and babe, I'll just fight with fire just to get close to you. Can we burn something, baby? And I'll run for my